This is A Game, fast acting, long lasting, with no side effects.
Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what we're talking about is Black women exploring their options, and you don't have a lot of options to explore as a collective group. I'm going to show you a video that is going to talk about a stat that we've heard, and then we're going to come back and really explore and cook this situation. So let me share my screen. Here we go.
2.4 million dating interactions were looked at by researchers, and they looked at men and women's response rates to each other on a dating app. So here around me, we have how women respond to men. So white, Asian, and Latino women went for the white men, while Black women went for Black men. Black men, white men, and Latino men had the highest response rates for Asian women, and Asian men went for Latinas. Women responding to men to least responses went to Black men. Black women had the least interactions with white men. And Black women had the least response rate from any race on the men's side. This data is clearly controversial. It's meant to show you guys what the numbers really look like in the real world. Let me know what you guys think. 2.4 million.
Now, what that quickly showed was the data from dating apps, right? Who was most desired and who was not desired. Women responded to men. White men actually got the most response from a mixed group of women: white women, Asian women, Latina women, right? And Black men got the most response from Black women when it talked about women going to men. When it talked about men going towards women, Black women actually had the lowest interaction from anybody: Black, white, Asian, or Latino men, right? And other women got the higher interaction from other men. And even though it was quick, it was reflective of how men and women of different ethnic groups see each other. And it was reflective of how other men outside of Black men see Black women. And they don't see them all that favorably, which is why Black women were not highly sought after by other groups of men aside from Black men, right? So when they talk about we're going to explore our options with other men, that is not something that's really in the cards for most Black women. You're the least desired by other races of men because you don't compete well with other women. You don't. This is why there's passport bros, and this is why you got Black women being mad and making all these TikToks about how they're unbothered, but you make 5 or 6 TikToks about something you're unbothered about. Talking greasy, talking down about what passport bros are supposedly doing when they go to these other countries, when they seek out these other women, whether it be for marriage, whether it be for a fun time, whether it be just for whatever, you accusing them of crimes, international crimes like trafficking and things of that nature, sex tourism, all of these different, bottom of the barrel kinds of accusations are coming out from Black women towards Black men who have decided that they too are going to back up and back away from dating and marrying Black women on a larger scale. That number's dwindling as the years go by. And what this does is it demonstrates how Black women trying to say that the reason why Black people don't have better family construction or better cohesion, higher marriage rates, or whatever, is because of the failings and the shortcomings of the men primarily. That Black men are the ones that don't have a sense of family, that don't want to raise children, that don't want to get married, that don't want to have healthy, long-lasting relationships. And that Black women, on the other hand, are these women who are willing and ready and perfectly prepared to be wives if only Black men were interested in being husbands. And what this study and other studies like it, that narrative flies in the face of this data and these statistics. Because if you were who you said you were as a group of women, other men would see the value. If Black men are the problem and they are the ones that are messed up, so dysfunctional that they can't see the apparent value in their own women, then what you're saying is that other men don't have that dysfunction. And so if they don't have that dysfunction, then they should be able to see the value that Black men cannot see, or that Black men take undue advantage of. Only problem is other groups of men don't see it either. And it's not that they're opposed to coming outside of their race and marrying women that are not their own culture. They're not opposed to it. They just opposed to you. Because white men, which is the one that you really want, see the same problem with you that Black men see with you. And if white men see that problem, Latin men see that problem, Latinos see that problem, Mexican men, Puerto Rican men, Asian men, other groups of men see the issues. The first issue that they see, and the reason why Black women do not compete well against other women, is your level of masculinity. And we already did a show where a white man, your God, told you that you're too masculine, actually. That the Black women that he ran into, the ones he dated, the ones that he just had association with, are overwhelmingly masculine. You're too masculine. And you like to act like you don't know what that means or what that is. When Black men tell you you're being too masculine, then you want to throw in all of this foolishness about, well, what is that? Well, explain what you want out of us. And when Black men say, well, we want femininity, we want softness, we want vulnerability, we want that spirit of submissiveness, we want the cooperation, we want you to basically stop bringing masculine energy to our interaction. You're not in control of the relationship. You don't bring system, order, and structure to it. We're not looking to you for provision, for problem solving, for protection and procreation. We're not looking for you to give us 4 Ps. We're not actually not looking for that. We're looking for you to do what women do. You figure out what women do. You don't know what women do? And that becomes a point of contention, because then on the other hand, in response to that, Black women are saying, oh, well, this may be so, but we only bring that energy to the relationship because you don't bring the masculine energy to the relationship. So we have to, which is a lie. You don't. You try to mask it when you get into other relationships, like when you happen to get into a relationship with a white man. But he see the masculinity as well, which is why he responds the same way. You understand what I mean? Because he's going to not treat you very well. He's not going to treat you very well because you're masculine. You don't take your feminine role so that he can just do his masculine thing in the relationship. You're always, as Kevin Samuels used to say, pulling your D out. You always put that away, but you can't. The other issue is that your appearance value as Black women has a bad reputation. They know that you will come outside looking any kind of way as women. And it go from one extreme to the other, because you could come outside with your bonnet and your pajamas on and that look crazy. They don't want to deal with that. Okay, you know that. But then you also come outside, unlike other women, you come out when you're dolled up, when you're done up, it's not really you. Because Black women have a reputation in a culture where weaves, wigs, lace fronts, lashes, a lot of makeup, and all of this sort of thing come with the territory of what Black women will do when they call themselves dressing up or when they call themselves looking good. Other men don't like that because you're not accepting of yourself. They view that as a form of self-hatred and self-loathing. And that's actually a turnoff because you don't have confidence in what you look like versus what other women look like. And then you make excuses about the beauty standard. I was listening to Lapeef the other night, and there was a portion of the show where they were talking about Black women being natural. And the one thing that I found interesting in that conversation is that when it was discussed about Black women showing up more in a natural state than showing up with all of this stuff on, it kept being associated with being unkempt and ugly. And I thought that was very interesting, because when the men say we don't want you with all of this stuff on because you don't need it, Black women typically go to where you want me to show up unkempt or ugly. And I find that to be very telling, because what you're saying is you think that's ugly. You think that if you don't wear lace fronts and a gang of makeup that look tranny-ish, that you're not putting forth the effort to be pretty. Other men see that. They see the same problem with that Black men see, because Latina women show up as Latinas. White women show up as white women. Asian women show up as Asian women. And while these other women also wear makeup and things of that nature, they try to beautify themselves, they're not going to an extreme where they don't really look like who you think they look like. A white woman still showing up as a white woman. An Asian woman is still showing up as an Asian woman. Black women are showing up as pseudo-white. You got Brazilian in your hair, Malaysian hair. You got this hair, that hair. You got all this other stuff going on that when you take it off, you look drastically different. Your hair is drastically different than what you present. And it's not flattering. Nobody likes self-hate. It's not beautiful, because it reflects a deeper issue within you that is a form of brokenness and other men don't want to deal with. This is why you get put in a category of fun time more than you get put in the category of wife long term. And then the last thing but not least is that other men see how you behave with Black men. They see the slander. They see the hatred. They see the open misandry. They see the open traitorish, betraying nature that you have. They see the rhetoric that you have. They see the vitriol that you spill about Black men. They see it. And they don't want women in their lives in their families, introduced into their legacy and lineage and culture, that has that propensity. Because even when you see Asian women date other men, they might date white men or they might date black men or whatever, you don't really see them talking bad about their men. Like, it's a big thing going on with Filipina P, where she kind of had some words to say about black women that was spreading, ill content about passport bros. And even though she expressed why she and other Filipino women like black men, I never heard her speak bad about Filipino men. Now, you can make an assumption about it. Why are these other women so gung-ho on black men that don't come from their culture rather than their own? You can make an assumption about that. But at the same time, she's not saying it. And I have not heard that from any other content creator like it either. I have not heard any other Asian or Latino woman say, we can't stand our men. And this is why we're trying to explore our options, because our men ain't this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. We can't stand them. They treat us like this. They do us like this. We're in a bad situation because of them. And this is why we are looking elsewhere for other men. No, you don't hear that, but you do hear it from black women. So y'all got 3 things that make you undesirable, that make you not have a lot of options to explore, because you don't think that other men see you the way the world sees you. You're masculine. Your appearance value is shot. All that twerking, and you have the appearance of whores and all this other stuff. And they see how you treat black men. They're not going for it. Just wanted to bring that out there. We're going to continue this conversation. But before we sign off, I want to draw everybody's attention to the fact that you can go and purchase your copy of my new book, Reclaiming the Black Feminine, The Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery, directly from the website crimsoncure.com. Please go ahead, visit the website, get your copy right now. The link to the website is in the description box, okay? So don't hesitate. Please go down into the description box and hit the link. Also, we still have the Black Lives Matter petition that we have against the organization for their more than $100 million theft. If you want to become part of holding Black Lives Matter accountable for that misappropriation, go down into the description box again, hit the link for the petition, sign it, share it, and contribute to it. Also, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.